Talkline Network Radio, America's longest-running Jewish broadcast network, the voice of the Jewish community.
Welcome to the podcast.
You are now tuned in to this episode of our podcast. Today, we are going to interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in our field. And now, please welcome your host.
You're listening to Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast on the air since 1981.
And we're back to Israel, and we go with us right now is Shia Getter. He's been in real estate for 20 years in Israel, originally from London, and you probably have seen lots of Israel real estate shows in the United States. They've gone to Flatbush, they've gone to the Five Towns, they've gone to Queens, they've gone to other parts of the country. But he's the first one who went to Boro Park, and people say, Boro Park selling Israeli real estate? Not only that, when he went to Boro Park, you had hundreds of Hamas demonstrators and the Tory character protesting outside. So, Shia, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dev, for having me.
So, when I tell people that you, Shia, have brought an Israel real estate show to Boro Park, this is prior to the actual event, people said to me, Boro Park selling Israeli real estate? Is he out of his mind? So, but how did you come up with the idea? Because like I said, everybody else pretty much skipped Boro Park when they brought their real estate shows to the United States.
So you'll be surprised. We had like 150 people from Boro Park who registered to our event. And it's not the first time I'm coming to Boro Park. I've been in Boro Park many times. And every time I do an event or conference or seminar, whatever it is, I have many people that join. The people from Boro Park are very interested in buying real estate in Israel and investing and having a part of Eretz Yisrael. Absolutely.
So despite the Hamas demonstrators, despite the Tory character outside, you did very well at the Israel Boro Park real estate show, correct?
Indeed, yes. We had a large amount of people that attended.
Which is amazing. Did you expect, and this is the first time you've had a real estate show where you had Hamas protesters and others like the Tory character protesting outside?
Yeah, this is the first time I had such a protest against one of my events. And I actually expected it already a week before because I was told by from the Jewish Federation, that someone, Ethan Ehrlich, he already called me, sent us an email already a week before telling us that they're monitoring online activity against our event. So we knew that something is going to happen. We didn't know how big it's going to be.
Now, did you publicize where it was going to be online or in your ads?
No, we didn't publicize where it's going to be because the idea was we wanted people to register, and we were hoping to be able to sort of screen them and make sure that not people who want to make any trouble, but somehow from the ads that the Group Hamas sent out, they showed a picture of our invitation. So they somehow got hold of the invitation. I'm not sure if they registered on their own, or maybe someone on the Tirakata maybe gave them over. Well, I'm not sure, but they got hold.
You have no idea who it might be.
No. We had at the end 450 people that registered for all the events in total. It was 4 days, and it was 450 people that registered. So it's very hard to know who it was.
No, but I'm glad that it was a success and people came and they didn't care that there were hundreds of protesters outside. By the way, with October 7th in the background over a year and some months ago, is it easier or harder to sell real estate in the United States for people to invest?
I mean, if it's easier to sell in Israel.
Here in America, is it easier to sell property in Israel than it was prior to October 7th? Is it the same, better, worse? I'm trying to get a handle.
It's much better. The demand for real estate in Israel since October 7th from Anglos, from people that don't live in Israel, became much stronger since October 7th.
Why do you suppose that is?
There's two reasons. I guess the anti-Semitism rose very strongly since then, and people want to have a place to fall back on if they have to leave. And also the actual fact that there's so many against Israel makes the Yidden feel that they want to have a part of Israel, they want to be part of it. So by buying a property or investing in Israel, they're actually building it up. So there's both reasons.
And by the way, since you came to Boro Park and you're the first one that brought a Israel real estate show to Boro Park, you might see more groups say, hey, we should go to Boro Park. You may be setting a trend.
Listen, there's room for everyone. There's room for everyone. It's also good for investment. People realize that buying property in Israel, investing in Israel, is a good investment.
So let me ask you this: with so much big interest, United States and England, other countries, people want to buy in Israel. Are there mitzias? Are there bargains, or the prices have gone up because of supply and demand?
The supply, the supply is very small. The demand, again, the
It's great.
supply is big, and the demand is big, and the supply is not strong enough, and the price keeps on going up. So, but still, when I would tell people what the price today is, and it's here for next in 10 years down the line, what you bought now will be a mitzvah.
Well, it might be cheaper today. It might be more expensive 2 months down the road. Also, from what you're saying too.
Yes. There's usually this is how it works. Even during the year of the war, the prices went up in 2024. The price went up by almost 8%. So that's while the war is going on here.
So here's the thing, though. There've been quite a few Israel real estate shows coming to America. That seems to be popular because people can't go to Israel as much. There are less flights. It's more costly. So you're bringing it to them. Are you bringing developers and with showing different properties, or are you doing a different tactic to get people to invest in Israel? What do people see when they go to one of your shows?
As it's different. It's not that I bring developers, because the idea, what we do, we don't represent any developers. We're advocates. We're here to help a person who wants to buy in Israel or invest in Israel to find what's the right thing for him. So we don't bring other developers. I bring my team, and I bring lawyers and people who do money transfers, designers. I bring together a team for a person who wants to buy in Israel. So we have the people to show him how to do, what to do, where to buy, according to what the person is looking for. So we don't bring any developers that will try to sell. We're here to try and help the people, to help them buy. It's a big difference.
No, so I hear that. So you're not pitching a particular project. You're just telling people, if you want to buy property in Israel, tell me what you want, and we'll look out for you.
Yes.
Amazing. And is there any, and when people go to these shows like the one in Boro Park, is there any area or neighborhood where people have shown the most interest? Is it Yerushalayim? Is it Jerusalem where most people, or have you found it to be throughout the country?
It's throughout the country. In general, I would say the places that the most of our clients are looking for will be Jerusalem, Ramat Bet Shemesh, Netanya, and Tzfat. These are the places that people are most interested in. And then we have other places as well, smaller demands.
Now, is there any part of Israel that you can get a mitzvah, get a bargain? I know prices are going up, and it's not what it was prior to October 7th. Demand is great. But are there any places where people can say, hey, it may not be Jerusalem, may not be Yerushalayim, but I can get a good deal?
Yeah, actually, in some places which are called, and I may not be allowed to say, the West Bank, so-called, like there's some places that people can get a good deal, and places that there's nice to live in, and you can still buy for relatively cheaper prices.
What's an idea of relatively cheaper price?
Let's say everything in Israel goes according to square meter. So the price was per square meter. So if in Jerusalem, in most places, the price are between, I would say, 60 to 70,000 shekel a square meter. Some places even more, 75. So let's say, for example, in Emmanuel, which is in the Shtachim, you could have for around 15,000 shekel a square meter. And Emmanuel is like a half an hour drive from center of Israel. You can also have in Tzfat for decent prices, but for some people it's too far out. So this is why I said we work with a person according to what they're looking for. We try and find the right thing for them.
Now, there's always a debate in the United States: is it cheaper a place like Manhattan to rent or to buy? What about renters? Do you help people who rent, who may say, I don't want to buy, may I get more value from renting? Is that hold true in Israel as well?
What do you mean more value from renting?
In other words, some people figure out that, hey, it's more economical for me to buy, but in some high price markets like Manhattan, some people say, maybe better for me to rent than to buy, or maybe I can't afford to buy. Are you finding that people want to rent if they can't afford to buy in some very upscale neighborhoods? And are you helping them with rentals as well?
We don't help people with rentals because our focus is helping people buy. But sometimes if a person would say that they want to move to Israel and they're not sure yet where they want to buy, so sometimes they would say, okay, let me start off with renting someplace, and then I would buy. Actually, for these people, I say that they shouldn't start up with renting, because by the time, if they see themselves buying and they have the money to buy, so if they start up with renting, by the time they want to buy, they again lose out a year or 2 years, and the price has gone up. So I always tell people that they should buy something, and even if they're not sure if that's the right place, they can always sell it and buy in a different place where they feel comfortable with.
Can people put down a down payment for a villa in Gaza?
That was actually one of the things that
That's one of the questions at the Boro Park event.
the Palestinians were like sending out messages that we at the Get-Go, we're selling properties in Gaza. So at the moment, we're not selling it in Gaza.
But anywhere else in Israel you can buy so far.
Yes.
Anyway, Shia, thank you for being with us. If people want to learn more information about the services that you offer, I know you only come to the United States with the real estate show. You come more often, but as far as a real estate show, it's twice a year. If people want to learn more about how they can buy property in Israel, how can they contact you and learn more information?
So they can reach out to us on our website, thegettergroup.com. I'll also we have an office in the United States, in New York area, actually in Lakewood. So I'll give the phone number of the office in Lakewood. The phone number is 732-806-0816.
Let's give it one more time.
732-806-0816.
Or they can find you online at thegettergroup.com.
Yes.
Shia, thank you. I know we had you on with your daughter, had a very great story years ago. I remember that. You had her on. So it made the news worldwide. And I'm glad you're able to be with it. And I'm glad that you were a pioneer in Boro Park, of all places.
Yes, listen, we made also Muncie. I don't think so many groups doing Muncie as well. We did also Heart of Muncie. I don't think the others.
And how did the Muncie show do?
Muncie also did very well. And also we're also trying some to counter. We're trying to put pressure on the place that where we're doing it, that they shouldn't allow real estate show of Israel, but Baruch Hashem went very well.
So my question went well. When are you going to Williamsburg with the show?
By the way, on the quiet, I have quite a few clients from Williamsburg, but I won't disclose them.
Terrific. But will you have an actual show in Williamsburg, or that you're careful about?
I'll have to be careful about that one, yeah.
What about Lakewood?
Lakewood, I had Lakewood, sure.
And how did Lakewood, also a big interest in buying in Israel?
I didn't do it this time, Lakewood, but I did previously, yeah, sure.
You got to keep up the wonderful work getting people to buy in Israel. And like I said, pioneer in Boro Park, soon to be Williamsburg, and Muncie is already conquered. So Monroe is also going to be up on the screen. So thank you for joining us.
Have a good day, Zev. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to
Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast, the pulse beat of the Jewish community.
For continuous Jewish programs, TalklineNetwork.com, or our 24-hour-a-day listen line at 641-741-0389. For past shows, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, and all major podcast platforms, or jewishpodcast.org. Thanks for listening to the TalklineNetwork.com.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We had the English accent just for you and the last one. Well, good. I'll send you a link. You did